Features of nonfiction and expository text. When reading nonfiction, expository writing, the reader will need to pay attention to the text features and how the author structured or organized the information provided based on the author's purpose. Let's begin by looking at the text structures of nonfiction expository text. Text features in this lesson: title page, table of contents, heading, bold words, words in italics, index, glossary, bullet points, caption, illustration, diagram, photograph, labels, map, timeline, graphs, text box. Title. The title is the name given to an article or a piece of writing that quickly gives the reader an idea of what they will be reading. It usually appears at the very top of the writing. Table of contents. The table of contents tells the reader the different chapters or sections and on what page they begin. If you notice the table of contents below, you'll see that Rocks of the World is on page 3. What rocks are made of is on page 12. The age of rocks is on page 28. Gems and stones are found on page 41. And finally, the artistry of rocks is found on page 56. Heading. Headings help the reader identify the main idea for a particular section. Headings are usually in bold print and catch the reader's eye. They help the reader and allow the reader to find information more easily. Can you find the header in the example below? Here are a few more examples of headings. Notice the heading on the left, highlighted in green, is labeled the rainiest climate. The heading on the right, that's highlighted in blue, is year-round school. What do you think the rainiest climate text is about? What do you think year-round school text is about? You think about it and let us know. Bold words and words in italics. Authors use bold or heavy dark print or italics, which are slanted, within the print to emphasize important words or facts. If you notice in the example below, the word Russia is bold. And if you look a little bit lower into the text, you'll see that the words diet, deer, rabbits, and salmon are all in italics. They're slanted over to the side. Bold words and words in italic. Another feature of nonfiction is the type of print that is used. You might see words in bold, all capitals, colors, italics, underline, or highlight. Glossary. A glossary is an alphabetical listing in a nonfiction book. It is like a dictionary. A glossary lists important words found in the book along with their definitions. A glossary is found at the back of a book. Look at the glossary example below. Can you find the word insect? And can you find what the word insect means? If you look at the glossary, you'll see the word insect, and then next to it is the definition: animal that has 6 legs and 3 body parts. Index. The index is an alphabetical listing of ideas in the book, and the page number is listed where a particular idea, event, or person can be found. If you look at the example below, you would see that in the index you will find information about Adams, John, on page 4 and also on page 12 to 14. Bullet points. Bullet points are used to make short phrases, single sentences, or even paragraphs stand out. They make an author's point easier to read and understand. You'll see in the example below that underneath the header, Strengths of the Union Army, there are 4 bullet points. Can you find the bullet point that says better weapons due to greater technology in the North? Captions. Captions are attached to a picture, and the caption names who is in the picture or what is happening in the picture. In the example below, you'll see that there are some captions underneath pictures. The first caption on the left-hand side is Supernova Blast. And the next caption on the right-hand side is Great Pyramid of Khufu, Egypt. Illustration. An illustration is a picture, drawing, or sketch that is a visual aid for the reader. It is not a real photograph. Diagram. Diagrams are pictures, graphs, and models that are used to describe or explain information in an article. Diagrams help readers understand information more clearly. If you'll notice, there is a diagram of the water cycle. Photograph. A photo is a real picture of a real event, person, place, or thing. It is different from an illustration because it is not an artist's sketch or painting. Graphs and tables. Graphs. Graphs are diagrams that show a relationship between different sets of information. It makes it easier to compare the information. Graphs and tables. A table summarizes information or data, and it makes it easier for the readers to understand large amounts of information. Labels. Labels help you identify parts of a picture, photo, or diagram. Maps. Maps are pictures that show locations, land features, and borders of an area. Timeline. A timeline is a visual display of a list of events in chronological order, making it easier to understand the sequence of something. Text box. A text box is added so additional information or explanation can be added to the articles or the writing.